Yes, got it. Oops. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome. What is that? Oh my God. I apologize, everyone. There's work being done behind me.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh, you know what? That is Siri.
Oh my God.
Or is that you?
I apologize, everyone.
Is your phone on? The volume's on, right? Okay. I thought it was me because that happens to me all the time.
No.
We're gonna start all over, everyone.
How about we do that?
Yes. Okay. Welcome, everyone. How are you? If you hear the noise in the back, I'm so sorry. I'm having work done back there behind the brick wall. Some work being done. So I didn't even know what it was. I forgot it was back there. So thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate you guys. Oh my God.
It's quite all right.
Oh my God. Thank you for coming back. Right, we had our first show last week.
Yes.
You guys are great. We appreciate you for showing up. Thank you. I am Lana Quest, and this is my co-host Honor. How are you, Honor?
Hello. Glad to be back, everybody.
Yes, we are back. We are live in effect. And before we get started, what we're going to do is ask you guys, please, to give the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed, because I know some of you guys out there have not subscribed. So do that now. What else? Share the video.
Yeah,
send it to some people. That's what we like. We like the peoples. How are you today, Honor? What's going on with you? Can you hear? Is that really loud? Because I know how it sounds to me.
It sounds like progress. That's what it sounds like. Like progress is being made.
It sounds like I'm at a construction site. And you know what's funny? I think he's trying to be quiet because it's like so he's like trying not to be like
cognizant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how are you today?
I'm good. It is hump day. Happy hump day, everybody.
Oh my God.
A couple more days to go.
How many more? 2?
Just a couple. Tomorrow is Thursday, and then happy Friday. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, tomorrow is Friday's Eve, so let's go there.
Yes, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, before we break into it, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. Heard that the Parkland parents were able to settle with Broward County for $25 million. And I'm glad to hear that they settled, but no amount of money is going to bring back their children. No amount of money is going to erase what I still remember, the officer that stood outside while the shots were being fired.
Did he run the opposite way? Like
I think he did. I think he did. And that was just very cowardly. But I hope it gives them some measure of peace that the county has recognized their pain and suffering. So
recognized it. And now if we can get some other people to recognize it and pass some gun reform, right?
Yeah. And then speaking of, there's one more cowardly police officer that I need to talk about. I don't have his name. I'm just going to put it out there. There was a Capitol police officer that was arrested in connection with the 1-6 insurrection for obstruction of justice. Turns out he had a couple of friends.
Wait, what did they?
He had a couple of friends that attended the insurrection.
Ooh, so he helped them get in, or did he hide the fact that they were there?
Well, he hid the fact that they were there. He nicely let them know. I think it was via Messenger, Facebook. Hey, bro, take your pictures down because they're going to arrest everybody that was there. Delete your social media.
And now he's arrested.
And like, come on, man. You know what? He did do it in Messenger because After he sent all of those messages, he then deleted all of his messages that he sent. But of course, they got all of that. So, yeah. Yeah. One more thing I remembered in the messages that he sent to the guy. He said, I sympathize with you all. Do you know?
He sympathizes to the people who went in and defecated all over the place and whatnot. Yeah, these people are like, they twisted things the way they want to twist them. Like it just doesn't even make any sense. You sympathize because they got caught, but let someone if those were Black people, there would not have been any sympathizing.
Sympathy, no empathy,
exactly,
no regard for what our grievances were.
Exactly. Girl, what?
No special diets for us while we wait for our trials.
Statues down. We wanted statues. That was a problem. A statue was a problem.
A statue was a problem.
That was a problem. Peaceful protest.
Didn't they actually take some statues out the Capitol with them when they went?
Oh, they sure
I think they did.
They sure did. They sure did.
Privilege.
Girl, yeah, they're not used to not having that privilege, aren't they? So is that all the little breaking?
I think so. I think we should probably get into our top 5 things that are going on. 4 or 5. How many do we have?
Yes, we do have 5. So on today's show, just before we get into it, we do have top 5. And out of the top 5, we do have an award for who does that. That's just the craziest thing that well, it's probably not the craziest thing, but the craziest thing that we've seen happen this week. So we will get into that. Then we will do some quotes and questions.
Quotes and questions.
I'm gonna get that. Going to get that
5 times.
So yeah, 5 times. So the first thing, Colin Powell did pass away on Monday of this week. He was 84 years old. I believe he was 84. I believe he was 84 years old. He passed away from complications of COVID. So here's the thing with that. Not that it's sad, because I did like Colin Powell. I actually really respected him. But the way it was told so that like the right wingers could just run. Like the minute they hear someone dying from COVID, someone big, a celebrity or a politician who is not a Republican and who was vaccinated, that becomes it's a tool. Like they can use that for their benefit.
Yeah, I'm a little upset with media, mainstream, right wing, and how they presented the fact that he died, because I think the way they presented it without letting people know that he did have multiple melanoma, he did have cancer, and his immune system was compromised. They almost did him a disservice. They almost did him a disservice, because the conversation turned not to his death. And then people talked about that. But again, like you said, it became right-wing fodder. Well, the vaccinations don't work. And look what happened. And I just think it was kind of a cheap shot on his name.
They all did it. They were all with the cheap shots. When Donald Trump comes out, and of course he doesn't have Twitter, so it's hilarious that he comes out with
from the
statements.
dust of.
Right, exactly. It's like he just calls somebody, he's like, come in here, and then he like spews out some ridiculousness that they just type up and like release a statement. Like that is hilarious. But when he comes out of the woodwork, it's like the roaches of coming out now. Like it's bad when he's saying something. And they did do him a disservice. You're absolutely right. The media did do that, because that was like a good hour or 2, Honor, before they fell back and self-corrected, like, we must say that he did have multiple cancers. And then they started to have the physicians on to say, yes,
to speak. Yeah, it is a very distinct possible. You know what? It is no different than before we had the vaccine.
Right.
And they said people with underlying conditions, comorbidities, had an increased chance of getting sicker or dying from COVID. Like, it's the same. We just have a vaccine now that makes
Right.
it less likely, but you still have to be very careful out here. And I
Right.
think this makes the point that you're getting vaccinated, not just for yourself, but for everybody else.
For everyone else because he
Mm-hmm.
got it from somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
rest in power, Colin Powell.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, number two
Mm-hmm.
in the news this week was the trial of the three white men that chased Ahmaud Arbery down and murdered him. So, that trial is going on. They did their jury selection this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very difficult for them to find an impartial jury. Like,
Well,
oh no, well, a diverse, impartial jury, right?
I think
Because
you're right. I do, because things have only gotten more polarized since
Mhm.
that happened. Um, and for not even for some reason, because of the former guy, people think that it
Oh my
is really
God.
just okay to
Yeah,
do horrific, and horrible things. Like they
right,
just, it's okay.
right.
It's just okay.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
don't
know how
even,
we get away from that.
how do we get away from it? But I'm just, hearing that, let's just go back to the jury. Because I'm just like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, the county that he was in,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find a jury that won, because some of the questions were like, did you watch the video? Did you
Mm-hmm.
watch the video? Do you think race had anything to do with this? And I forgot
Mm-hmm.
what the other question was. And it's like, okay, so there probably are some white people who did not watch that video. There's going to be white people who don't think race was a factor. But where do you find the black people? Like, how do you make this jury made up of Ahmaud Arbery's peers? How do you find black people who have not seen that, who haven't seen
That
that
would be
video?
very difficult, but
Right,
we already have a precedent. We have a trial, Derek Chauvin for
right,
George Floyd,
right,
that shows that we can successfully and impartially prosecute a person
right,
with video
right,
that shows a death.
right.
So
Absolutely.
hopefully Georgia will not make that some sort of deterrent or obstacle for this trial to go forward.
Right.
I don't know, had they requested a change of venue at all?
I'm not sure, but they were able, as of today, yesterday they had eight perspectives, and today they had
Mhm.
15.
Okay.
So, I mean, they need like they need
They probably need a
much more, right? They
right.
need they need like 24 more people. Because this is just the first stage. They haven't even, yeah, they need more. But I have a fun fact about Georgia. I guess it's not fun for, people
Mhm.
of color. It's a fun fact. Georgia did not have any hate crime laws on the books until after
You
this murder.
know, I think I remember hearing that, which there's no silver lining, but there was change as a
Right.
result.
Yeah, absolutely right.
But it's just pitiful that there was nothing before then, because
Right.
you would have thought that almost every state after 9/11 and the uptick in the anti-Muslim sentiment and the
Right.
hate crimes that went on there, that
Right.
states would have been more cognizant of that. I'm
Yeah.
kind of not surprised that
I was gonna say,
Georgia,
do those states are they included though, being
yeah,
cognizant of hate crimes? Like,
yeah,
do they? It's Georgia, and there's
it's Georgia.
still, I think there's still four more states that don't have this law on the books, and I would guarantee, I would bet my savings.
Mm-hmm.
It's Alabama is one of them. Mississippi is probably one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Louisiana, maybe.
Exactly. So, that's just
Yeah.
how it is. But so that is going on. That is one to watch. As Rachel Maddow says, watch this space. I love when she says that.
Not copying, Rachel, just borrowing.
Yeah, I know, just borrowing, right? And we gave you credit, Rachel. We
We
like
did. We
you. We
did.
like you. So this guy is up number three. Ugh. Every time I say his name, like it just Steve Bannon. He's in the news. He's in the
Mm.
news and not in the news the way we want him to be in the news yet. Not
It's
yet.
coming. It's
It's
coming.
it is coming. So he has tried to defy the subpoena because he's got white privilege and he doesn't have to do it because he's got what did he say? He's immune because of Trump and
He has executive privilege because he was president too. Oh, he wasn't. Oh, sorry.
now,
He has none.
you the president now? Like I'm so confused with what you're saying. Like what's happening? Did we have a Trump was the president?
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah. But how are you even? It's so, oh my God. It's really frustrating that they actually just ordinary people don't do this. Like nobody thinks like this. No one really thinks like this. Like it's
You're
just
right.
it's like the Trump craze. I'm telling you, like everything he touches just turns to some type of
Crap. Can I
yeah,
say
it's
that on TV?
yeah, like where did this come from that you think like, oh, subpoena, whatever, I'm just not because Trump did that. Like
Mhm.
because he ignored all of the subpoenas, all of the depositions, it just all the bills, whatever it is, he just ignores it. And Bannon thought that he could ignore it, but he thought
Which
wrongly.
is, I
Mhm.
hope after Thursday, there is a vote on Thursday in the
Right.
full House to refer him for criminal prosecution or criminal, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's hope that the new DOJ under Merrick Garland versus the one under Bill Barr will actually take its role seriously and do
Bill who?
that guy. Hopefully, that has a subpoena coming. We can always
Well,
cross our fingers.
right. I mean, and you know what else happened with this? Like Trump had the nerve to sue the January 6th committee. Like he sued the committee because he doesn't want to give them documents.
That's his MO. That's all he knows how to do. He's not good at it.
Right.
He's not
Right.
good at it at all.
Right.
But
It's like his stalling tactic. His stalling tactic
mhm,
is let's just stay in court. I got all day. Let's just we'll be in court
mhm.
for years. Like this guy is too much. It's like a litigation smokescreen, you know. Don't look over
Absolutely, it
here.
is. Absolutely.
And here's my question to you. What innocent people do this?
If I had nothing to hide, have at it.
Right.
Read
Right.
them all. Get
But
a few laughs out of it.
right. But we knew that Trump was like that. And I know this is going a little off, but like he told us who he was because remember in the very beginning,
Mhm.
and every piece of paper that he touches and that he writes on is supposed to go to the
The
presidential
National
library and the
Archive. Oh,
National
yeah.
Archive. Right, right, right. No,
Mhm.
National Archive. You're absolutely right. He fired the people that picked those papers up to keep track of them. He got
I
rid of
know
them.
it's not funny. It's not funny, but you're like, who does that? And I'm
Right? Who
sorry, he's
does?
not even getting an award.
He's not even getting a award, but who? Right? Who
Who
does
does
that? Like,
that?
who even thinks to do that? He was just
Mhm.
like, no. Like, I remember they used to talk about it. He used to rip his papers in like a million pieces,
Mhm.
and before he fired them, they would be picking them up, trying to glue them back
Mhm.
together.
Mhm. Remember those kudo stories that we used to hear about him?
Right, but that was like an indication of who this man is. It was just it's
It
wow.
really was. It really
Us.
was.
So Bannon, you know what? We're hoping to see you be forced to testify or be behind bars. You can stand to lose some pounds anyway.
And as an
No
aside,
shade. No
they have
shade.
also subpoenaed his communications between him and a whole bunch of people.
And
Um,
right. And what executive privilege is that, right? So it's like he's trying to fight his
yeah, I don't
conversations
think
with
that,
Trump.
well, it's Trump, Meadows, Cattell or Patel. There's a whole list of
Right.
people that they are requesting. So
Right. So, like, what is he saying then? That it's executive privilege with them too? Like, what are you talking about? And you had to leave like, you didn't even work for the administration all but 2 days. Like, what are you talking about, man?
you know
Oh,
what? We're gonna
Yes.
Be
Say,
hopeful, because the last time he was
say some
arrested
prayers.
on the yacht of that Chinese billionaire, it was the postal service that came and got him. The postal police.
Do the postal police carry guns? What is a
I'm
postal
not even
police?
sure.
I didn't
I
even
don't
know
even
that
sure.
existed, but I guess that would be like, if you're being fraudulent with the mail and
Actually, it
stuff
was.
like
It
that.
was
So it
was for
makes
that
sense.
phony charity to build the wall that they raised all
Oh,
those millions for.
right, right. And he got pardoned, right? Didn't he get pardoned from that?
Yeah.
Why didn't I see that picture of him getting arrested by the postal police?
Oh, I could probably find that for
Did
you.
they have on the postal outfits? Like, do
Yes, they
postal
did. They
police
were
have
blue. They
guns?
were postal blue.
Get out of town. They have like US United States Postal USP
So if
USP.
that's any indication, he should be able to be taken into custody again.
What trash. He shouldn't even be out now, but my gosh. Oh my God.
Yep.
So, number 4, we're going to talk about this is kind of, no one's really talking about this, but this is really important. 140,000 US children have lost their caregivers due to the pandemic. Caregivers, parents, grandparents, those people out here dying, and we're not even thinking like
Mhm.
these kids are orphans.
These kids
Because
are orphaned. That's a
right,
lot of kids. A lot of kids.
140,000 kids possibly going into the system if they don't have any caregivers. And we've watched husband and wives just
Husbands, in the beginning, husbands, wives, grandmothers, sisters.
right. Yeah.
I want to say, recall that there was one family that lost like 8 members at one time,
The whole family ravaged. It's
just
awful.
ravaged. And so you figure if there were, a couple of sisters and a brother, and there's 6 kids in between the 3 of them, and
Right.
they're all gone, like what are families doing in those situations? It is really, really disheartening.
Right.
And we still have people, oh my God, that are putting their children in danger,
At
with the
risk.
lack of
Right.
mask mandates and stuff like that.
Right. Right. And you know who's getting affected the most? The most impact are the Black and brown kids, right?
Mhm.
65% are
Oh,
Black and brown kids that have lost their caregivers. That's insanity. And these kids are going to need, like, it's not like they're just orphans.
mhm,
That's going to have a psychological impact. Like, you
mhm,
lose both your parents or your
mhm.
grandparents on top of the pandemic. Like, these kids are living through a whole pandemic. Like, we
Right.
make fun to deal with it, but this is hard on these kids. This is
It's
this is
extremely hard. And then to not be around your loved ones.
right. Right. You're not seeing your grandparents, or your mom has passed, or your dad, both parents have
Mhm,
passed. And now
mhm,
you're with your elderly grandparents, or
mhm.
wow. How do you,
Or because even in the Black and brown communities,
yeah,
we have a lot of grandparents
yeah, raising.
care of raising, yeah, their
Yeah,
grandchildren. And
yeah,
so it just makes it even doubly hard if the grandparents are the primary caregiver. They typically they would be the backup, right?
right,
You have your kids, you have your mom, your dad,
right,
hopefully, and hey kids, you're going to see grandma. That
yeah,
they're typically the backup,
right.
not the primary. So it just makes it even more difficult when kids are being raised by their grandparents, because you just kind of have to think if there were aunts or uncles available that were younger, that maybe they would have taken on that burden versus the grandparents.
Girl, that never happens. That never happens in the black and not the black community. What you mean?
We're going to have to step up now.
No, we are
Somebody
no.
has to take care of these babies.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so crazy and deep. And like started off talking about how the Republican Party are out here putting these children at risk. But
Mm-hmm.
when you think of it from who the caregivers are, and how we're saying, like, 65% of the children of color They're the ones that are being orphaned because their caregivers are the grandparents, right? And so if these kids are going to school without their masks on, or if they're in Florida or Texas or some craziness like that, they're bringing it back to their elderly grandparents. That's
It is.
insanity.
I don't even know at this point if new leadership would make a difference. If they
Yeah.
remove Ron DeSantis from the governorship of Florida tomorrow, I mean, it would definitely make a difference in the state being able to begin to turn itself around.
Right.
But as far as the mentality of the people, those people screaming at those school board meetings, Florida, California,
right.
How do we change that?
Right.
How do we change that?
How do we change that mental? I mean, I guess it's a start. You know, you got to cut the head of the snake off. You know, and then I think it will start to change. Like the DeSantis's of the world are gone. The Trump, I really,
the biggest snake.
right. I really think when that is done, I not to say things are going to go back to whatever normal was, like the hidden racism, but I really don't think it's going to be that bad. Like they don't have some fool out here cheerleading. I don't even think the Mitch McConnells and those guys are going to be the same. I think they will change. It's like, we always say, what does Trump have on these guys?
Right.
What, I mean, it was always them. Obviously, it was who they were, but they hid it. They hid. Now they don't
did.
care.
Right. Trump didn't change them into anything. They just became more comfortable with bringing it out.
Right. He's like, I'm just going to bring out the inner you. Like, just like the devil.
And the Republican Party is very transactional, as he is. So it was a match made in, where.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a good segue right into who does that. And this story was kind of so the Who Does That award goes to Centner Academy. Centner Academy, you may ask, who is Centner Academy? Where is Centner Academy? Of course, it is in Florida or Texas, but it is in Florida. Of course, I bet they're big donators to DeSantis. I'm pretty sure. So Centner Academy is owned by this husband and wife who are millionaires or billionaires. I don't know. They got a lot of money. So, and it's a private school in Miami. They have decided it doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't even like saying it's so bizarre. So, if you get your children vaccinated and they go to this private school, they have to stay out of school for 30 days.
To make sure that the microchip doesn't jump children. Is that right? That's not what they said. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, well, I mean, they probably did. They said that, and they said something like, if your kid is vaccinated, you have to keep them home for 30 days so that they don't shed.
I was going to say shed
necks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you don't shed
shed all their skin and grow more like snakes or.
No, they
think. I mean, what is it that they really expect these kids?
They think that you shed COVID. They think like they're saying that the vaccine it has COVID in it. Because that's like a big misconception with like the flu vaccine as well, that they're giving you the flu vaccine. Right. So they are saying that the vaccine has COVID in it. So if you get vaccinated, you're bringing COVID to the school and their unvaccinated kids are unsafe.
You know what? This might really work. This just came to me as a social experiment. So if you have a school full of unvaccinated children,
Tell me more.
No one should get COVID because they're not, you get it through the vaccine. I'm trying to make it make sense. You get it through the vaccine. So if everybody stays home, therefore, and you got to stay home, therefore, even avoiding a breakthrough case and all the unvaccinated, like I really want to know how they are going to explain the unvaccinated getting COVID, even though the vaccinated are not there to shed it to them.
because they'll say
Get it.
they were out somewhere and somebody vaccinated gave it to them. Like it's so nonsensical. Like it's punishment, right? It's just a horrible, and that's what makes this even more vile and even more disgusting. Again, we laugh at these things because you have to laugh at it, but
You have to.
it's really disgusting because you're making these children pay. Their parents want them vaccinated. You're going to make them stay home, have to go to school online or whatever. These kids are going to suffer because they're being vaccinated, just like you
You
tried
know
to.
what? My kid wouldn't be suffering. You
Yeah,
know,
that is true.
that would be the reason for me to find another school. It's a private school. I'm paying you my
You're
money.
paying, and then my kid can't go to school
Oh,
because they're
no.
vaccinated. And they did the same with the teachers. They told the teachers, they didn't want their teachers. They were trying to penalize the teachers if they got vaccinated. Like these people will do anything to stay in power. They will watch you die. They just don't care. It is
Watch your kids.
they will watch your kids die. They don't care. They don't care. It's it's like they all should be charged.
Maybe there is a silver lining.
What's
I
the
wouldn't
silver
want
lining?
my kid around any unvaccinated kids.
That
So,
is the silver lining.
so
That
I
is the
mean,
silver
if you
lining.
are making my kids stay home and the whole school is full of unvaccinated
This is
kids,
true.
have at it.
This is
We
true.
will stay home. We'll do online while I look for another school to
Right.
spend my money that is a little bit more mass friendly, likes vaccines,
Right. I
you know.
say we just need to take everyone who is unvaccinated, who does not want to be vaccinated. Why can't we just send them to Texas and Florida and just take everyone who wants to be normal and bring them somewhere else? Like y'all just stay in your own state and have your own businesses and do what y'all want to do. Have your own place. Go
Now I
back to where you
think
come from.
we're going to have a carve out for the sane people that live in each state. You know,
They
maybe they can have
no, they can
the
come
east side of the
here.
state.
We'll
But I mean,
trade.
both Texas and Florida are warm,
That is true.
nice, near the water.
I don't care. I would rather live in an igloo than be in Florida. And I don't like to be cold, but I swear I would do that before I go to Florida. I am not going to Florida. I am not giving Ron DeSantis not a penny of my money, not a penny of my vacationing money.
And I love Florida. I refuse. I
No.
refuse. I would feel like I was walking into a hive of COVID.
Right, exactly. It's just in the air. It's just a community of COVID. You would get COVID. It's like, no, we're not. That's what we're not going to do. So everyone, hey, welcome, chat. How you guys doing? Are we ready for the game?
I'm ready. I studied this week.
You studied?
Well, I watched. I listened because I didn't do that good last week.
So, so everyone, if there's someone out there being a voyeur and who is not in the chat, what you waiting for? Get in the chat. Let's play this game. Quotes, and questions.
Look at those sharp glasses, girl.
Girl, and it matches those polka dots because
coordinate.
That's right. If you can't join the chat, that is because you probably need to make a YouTube channel account. That is why you're not able to join the chat. So y'all can do that. We're not going to wait. You may miss the game, but there's always next week. So make that account and then subscribe. So let's go. I have some quotes and I think I have some questions. We're going to go right to the quotes. I'm not a politician. I am a pastor in the U.S. Senate.
Well, that's an easy one.
Don't say it yet.
I'm not.
And Infinite is probably going to be the first one on because Infinite has like lightning speed internet.
I already put my answer in.
Okay. Hey,
look at Infinite.
Hey, channel 3.
That's Infinite. I studied.
No, you just get your internet. Oh, wait, look at Michelle. Oh, you put yours in already. I I thought that was Michelle with the one L.
I was just trying to be infinite.
No, you have to wait and give the chat crew a chance.
Well, they don't know if I was right or not. I could
That
be
is
wrong as rain.
that is absolutely true. Correct. It was Warnock. I want to give Michelle with one L a chance. Her internet is behind everybody. So we gotta let her catch up. Yes, good job, Michelle, with one L. You got it.
Yay!
All right. Let's see. If you're thinking of following the path of Mr. Bannon, you're on notice that this is what you will face. If you're thinking of following the path that Mr. Bannon has gone down, you're on notice that this is what you'll face.
Notice. You are hereby
You
on
are
notice.
on notice. If you're thinking about following Bannon, you're on notice that this is what you will face. No, Infinite, it is not Adam Schiff. Not Pelosi, very close. It is a black man. No, Michelle L. No, Case, not Biden. Okay, you guys are gonna need some help.
So part of the 1-6 committee.
Yeah, we don't say his name a lot. That's why that one's gonna be a tough one.
No, but he had something to say. He gave that warning last night, didn't he? To anyone else.
Oh, very good, Infinite. Benny Thompson. Yeah, that was a tough one. That definitely was a tough one. Good guesses, guys. Next one. You either build with a busy man or babysit a broke one.
Oh.
Our favorite rapper. I love his quotes. You either build with a busy man or babysit a broke one. I am going to use that a lot.
Really, right?
That is the best quote. Not Terry Crews.
Oh, Michelle got it.
Oh, Michelle. Yeah, you did. That's it, Michelle. Benny Thompson. Yeah, her internet is way behind. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to wait for her a little bit. Try anyway. You either build with a busy man or babysit a broke one. Kanye's name is not Kanye anymore, Mary. Haven't you heard? He has officially changed his name to Ye, or is it Ye?
It's Ye.
Ye?
For like Yeez. Oh, was he Yeezy?
Yeah, I think so. Girl, his name is Y-E.
Ye.
Ye.
No last name. Just he's
a hint
name now.
Okay. A hint. You either build with a busy man or babysit a broke one. Ice tray.
Wait. Is it? He said something intelligent?
No, not you.
That
your favorite rapper is not Kanye. I hope not. Cube is close. It's the other cold one. The other one. He always has great quotes. He has a TV show.
And he
I don't know what it's called. SUV, one of those SUVs. And there you go, Ice-T.
Yep.
All right, here's
That's
a question.
A great quote, though.
Bill with a busy man, a babysitter broke one. Oh my gosh. Chuck D, that's a good guess. What WNBA team won their first championship this week? What WNBA team won their first championship this week? He is a great Twitter follow. Mm-hmm. He really is. What WNBA team won their first championship? Chicago Sky. Yeah, good job. I know that was a tough one. But you guys should know if you're watching the news that was really big. The Bucks.
They came from behind, didn't they? I think.
The
One of those
Bucks.
games.
Michelle said she don't do sports. They did. Okay, Michelle with one L. We're gonna go back to the politics. Let's see. If Dems pass their voting rights bill, Republicans will never win another election. This guy is under investigation. If Dems pass their voting rights bill, Republicans will never win another election. Oh, no, I'm sorry. WNBA. It probably did sound like I said NBA. Sorry. Next quote. If Dems pass their voting rights bill, Republicans will never win another election. This politician is under investigation. Donald Trump. He could have said it. Now, he's an active member of Congress. Yes, Matt Gaetz. Okay, Mary.
Okay, Mary.
Yeah. Not Trump.
We haven't heard anything old good old
But
Maddie
I mean,
Matt
to be honest, Trump probably has said this. Like they probably all have said this, but
it's a
actually,
mantra.
yeah, Matt Gaetz said it out loud. Like he said it in the press. Next quote. Oh, good quote. I'm going to share a secret. I'm immunocompromised. I have multiple sclerosis. So I'm grateful you are all vaccinated. Journalist.
Oh,
we're gonna give Michelle with one L a chance.
Oh yeah, because I can't remember who it is
good.
right now.
We're gonna give Michelle with one L a chance because she's lagging. I don't know how the internet works here, and that's funny because she's the closest. Well, no, she's not the closest. She's almost the closest person here. To me, anyway. Nope, not Sarah Sidner. Journalist. Not Wolf, not. You're getting close. Look at Infinite's answers there. It's in that ballpark. I'm going to share a secret. I'm immunocompromised. I have multiple
Is it CNN?
sclerosis.
Are you giving
CNN.
Hints?
It is CNN.
It's not Chris, is it?
No.
I'm totally guessing at this point.
It is a man. He has white hair. CNN.
You said it wasn't Wolf.
It's not Wolf.
John
really? King. John King.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. He just told people this week.
See why it's important to get vaccinated? You never know who you're standing next to and what health issues they may have.
And that is why he said this quote, I'm going to share a secret. I'm immunocompromised, I have multiple sclerosis. I'm grateful you are all vaccinated. That's what they were talking about. He's happy that everyone in the studio is vaccinated because he's immunocompromised. He wouldn't be able to go to work if people weren't vaccinated. So yeah, I know that's deep because he had to say and share that with people. Wow. Let's see. I think you're gonna. Well, we already said this, but who legally changed their name this week? You guys already know. So I guess that is all. Thank you guys for playing. We have to give you people a name. We have to think about that.
The Quest crew.
Or the tribe. Can it be the tribe called Quest?
Quest tribe.
Quest.
Quest.
Are we breaking some rules or something like that?
I know. Are we breaking some rules?
I don't know. You guys let us know. Give us some suggestions. Yeah. Infinite will give us some suggestions. So I think that's us gonna wrap it up with some Black excellence. I think that's where we are, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so we saved the best for last. We talked a little about Colin Powell, but we actually wanted to give him some, shout outs
Honor.
for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honor him because, he's worthy of more than a couple of minutes of talking about his comorbidities. So the interesting thing with Colin Powell honor is that he had so much, um, there was so much. I couldn't get it all. Like I couldn't even attempt. It was
Mm-hmm.
just pages and pages of
Mm-hmm.
honor that I didn't even know about. So Colin Luther Powell is from Harlem, New York, born
Mm-hmm.
to Jamaican immigrants. April 5th, which is interesting because Kyra was born April 4th.
Cool.
He has a number of firsts, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
only talk about a couple. So he was the youngest person and first African American to be Joint Chief of Staff. He was the first Black National Security Advisor. He was
Mm-hmm.
the first Black Secretary of State. He
Mm-hmm.
has two Medal of Freedoms. He did two tours in Vietnam in 1960. He was wounded in both tours.
Was he really?
Yes, he was wounded. He rescued
Okay.
soldiers. He got
Mm-hmm.
wounded. He was a four-star general. The
Mm-hmm.
ones that Trump hates. Hence the hate letter he wrote about him. Like, of course,
Yeah,
he would hate this guy. Of
of
course, he would,
course.
because
And he was a Republican. Oh, I'm sorry. To Trump, he was probably a rhino,
right. And you know what?
which
Let's
is an
call him
honorable thing at this point.
right, and let's call him a conservative, right? Because he kind of wasn't really who they are. He was more of a conservative than anything else. Like, because to me, there's
But that's what the Republican Party used to stand for, right?
used to stand
It
for.
was liberals and conservatives. The liberals wanted
Exactly.
to spend all the money, and the
Right.
conservatives were
Ex-
worried about, well, they
ex-
used to be worried about stuff like the debt ceiling and
right.
our debt. Not
Not
so much anymore.
not at all.
But
So there's
yes, it
like,
was. Mhm.
yeah, so right. So there's almost like there are three parties because there are conservatives who do not support these Republicans. Like it's just like I am. You can have conservative values,
Right.
but not support that. Nicole Wallace,
Yeah.
right?
You kind of wonder where those people are going to fall. Even
Right.
my governor, Governor Hogan, who is a Republican, hates Trump.
Right.
Um,
Is he independent now?
no, he's still a Republican, but
Right.
I
He just
don't,
doesn't vote that way.
he didn't, I think he said he wrote in his father's name for the last election. Hogan did. Um, but like, what are his chances? I think he definitely is, he's term limited, so he won't be governor
Mm,
for us anymore. But like, where
too
is he
high.
going in the Republican Party? Because I guess, him, Liz, and Adam may form something new. Even
Right.
the Mitt Romneys of the world, like there are still actual conservative
Yeah, but
Republicans
they
out
but they
there.
kind of vote with those. You know what I mean? So like I can't even separate the Mitt Romneys because
You're right.
he's still voting no on voting freedom to vote for
Mm-hmm.
for us. So
Mm-hmm. So
when they're still lock and step, it's hard to separate them on those things. Certain
that's
things I
true.
get, conservative and abortion and
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts on
Mm-hmm.
that. I get that, although I
Mm-hmm.
disagree. I get it, but
It
not
is your
allowing
stance.
right, but
Correct.
not allowing people to vote. That has nothing to do with like money or anything. Like you're just
Correct.
want to stay in power.
Correct.
But so yes, he was a Republican in the beginning. However, we do know that he voted for Obama, Hillary, and Biden.
I think he evolved.
Yeah,
And
he
I think this is part of what makes his character and his integrity so strong,
right,
that as he grew and learned and processed, he was not afraid to evolve. He went right on ahead and pulled that lever for Obama,
right,
and then for Hillary,
right,
and then for Biden, because
exactly,
quite frankly, they were the best choices at
right.
the time.
And that's the thing with Colin Powell, right? Like
Mhm.
that's and it was making me upset this week because you had allies, supposed allies,
Mhm.
going after him like, oh, he worked for the Republic. You know what I mean? He's awful. F that guy. And it's like, what are you talking about?
I when I was doing research for us to talk about this, one of the things that I realized, and I guess kind of had to remember, because this was back in 2001, 2002, that he was the person that went and made the speech before the United Nations, made the case for us to go to war.
Right.
And but what happened with that was, I found out the speech was laden. He didn't write it.
Correct.
They wrote it out for him, and it was
Correct.
laden with
Correct.
in fact, like things that just were not true.
Right.
And also it wasn't Mark Meadows, it was Cheney.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, made the comment that, he'll go up there and sell it for us. So they kind of sacrificed him. He was the
Right.
black guy.
Right.
He had the integrity, the character, because, at that point, I mean, Rumsfeld and Cheney.
Right.
But he spoke about that later on and said that, he regrets.
Right.
It was not the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
But given the information that he was given, he
right.
I'm set up almost.
Right, exactly. And he apologized. And that's the big thing. Like, he is not going to it's country. It was always country for him. It was country over party. So he apologized. It's country over party. If this man did he went to Vietnam twice.
Right.
People weren't coming back from Vietnam. If you came back from Vietnam, a lot of those people were not okay in their head after the things that they saw. This man did 2 tours in Vietnam and
still rose through the ranks.
He has a Colin Powell Center school and a civic leadership school, like 2 things in New York. So he was given back. And there was a great quote that I found from him. And it goes to say what you just said. This falls right into it. He said, "I am aware that over the years, my career may have given some bigots a safe Black to hide behind."
Oh,
he knew it. However, the goal was bigger for him. He is like, okay, y'all can have cover and try to use me if you want, but I'm using you too, because I'm going to be the shoulders for the other Blacks to stand up on and to raise up too. So he knew the whole time. So, you got people out there probably call him Uncle Tom and all this other stuff, when the whole time he's like, I know what they're doing. I'm trying to help y'all.
Right.
And then when they got too bad, when they were too egregious, when it's like, okay, they're not even trying to help anybody anymore, he switched parties.
He really did.
I'm
this
here.
is not who I am anymore. And I'm not going to allow myself to be represented, because he was always his own best representative.
Correct.
So why let a party that does not espouse what you believe in anymore still be the spokesperson for you? I think he made some of his loudest statements when he voted Democratic. I do.
Yeah, when he voted for Obama, and they hated him after that. That was it. They were done. They're like, what? Yeah, so that was that. Rest in power, Colin Powell. All due respect. You have any closing things to say?
It's just been, it's hump day. I hope the end of the week, the beginning of the week, we had the news about Colin Powell.
Yeah.
I hope the end of the week is a little bit brighter. I hope there's some news on Steve Bannon.
Yes.
I really do.
Me too.
And I hope even to hear maybe there's some movement on infrastructure, or some of Biden's agenda, because it something has to get going. That's how I feel. Something, infrastructure, voting, something. We just seem to be in a holding pattern, and we can't stay here forever.
No, we can't stay here forever. I'm just going to say, everybody, hug your family, right? Hug the people that you love. Hug your caretakers or give them a call. Your nana, your auntie, give these
Mm-hmm.
people a call. Life is not guaranteed. Not trying to be morbid, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I get emotional around this time because it's the time of my mom's birthday. So I always
Mm-hmm.
think about that and how sudden but not sudden it was, and how
Right.
you feel when you don't have that person in your life, and
Right.
the things that you wanted to say but you didn't get a chance to say.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that you will live with. So I try to tell the people now,
Mm-hmm.
honor my friends Jeanette, Michelle, everyone. I appreciate you. So I just want people to know. And I appreciate, Mary said the Q Hive. I appreciate the Q Hive.
Oh, the Q Hive. I
Yeah, we
appreciate the
like
Q
that.
Hive. I
I
appreciate
appreciate the Q
you.
Hive. Yes.
But yeah, tell someone you love them.
Yes.
Give them a hug. Be nice to somebody.
Be nice.
Help somebody. Give a piece of information.
Right.
Tell someone to get vaccinated. Go get vaccinated
Right.
yourself.
Right. Unless they're Nazis, then we punch them. Good night, guys. Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night. Good night. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Infinite, Mary, Michelle, with one L. N. DA was here for a minute.
Casey.
Casey. Thank you,
Thank
Casey.
you, Case.
Anyone else I missed out there? Thank you. Thank you, Honor. Talk to you guys later.
See you tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow. Next week.
Yeah,
Bye
no,
bye.
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Oh, they
What's
will
up,
see you
people?
tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
What's up,
What's
people
up, people?
news?
News. We have a
Channel
guest.
323.
Yes, Marlon Green, Ward 1, Brockton, I believe. So tune in to Channel 323 tomorrow
Should
at
be
8 o'clock.